The Elf Revolution. Christmas Eve had begun in the North Pole. The elves all worked to build their respective toys and didn't think anything of it, except for one special little elf. He was the hardest worker, and he would change the history of Christmas forever. The name is Fiddle Wheatlington. He stood up upon the wooden work table of his and shouted, "Attention, attention, all of you!" A crowd of little green men formed around him to listen in what this little elf had to say.
"Have we no idea of our slavery?"
shouts Fiddle. The other elves look up at him, confused.
"We have been making toys all year round for how many years?"
There's some mumbling from amongst the crowd.
"I say we strike!"
He shouts, raising a rather heavy candy cane for an elf his size. He slips off the table and crashes, and glitter flies everywhere.
"For the love of Saint Nick!"
he shouts in anger. He stands up once more with his candy cane, only now he's covered in pink glitter.
"To freedom!"
Some elves are trying not to laugh. Others cheer alongside Fiddle. Christmas has finally come. The group of elves had prepared for this day. They all wielded gingerbread shields and peppermint spears. They practiced falling in a rink and then charges at precisely 12 midnight. They would attack Santa and Mrs. Claus to delay their travels. Hours passed as the elves stood ready inside their workshop. Finally, Santa entered. "Ho, ho, holy sh!" He was cut off by a high-pitched scream of the elves charging toward him. Santa ran to his sled and quickly whipped out an ordinary machine gun. Santa and an army of elves versing one another. "Back, back, you green fiends! How could you betray me? I am Santa Claus!"
"This is a coup. From now on, we will be the ones drinking and eating milk and cookies,"
says an elf from the back. Santa corrects them with, "Actually, I don't normally drink milk. It's typically eggnog. I just say it's milk so I can drink more of it. Don't tell my wife," he says.
"Any last words?"
says Fiddle, the leader of the elf militia. Santa strokes his beard. "You've all been very naughty this year," he shouts. A loud mechanical whir could be heard, and all of a sudden, elves go down one by one, Santa shooting ornaments out of his Gatling gun. He laughs crazily as he sprays his barrage of ornaments at the minuscule elves. The elves split up and flank his line of fire. They surround Santa and start to charge, their peppermint spears pointed inward. Not inward towards themselves, but I mean towards him. A few elves land several blows, but are taken down long after by Santa Claus's kicking and, stepping on them, as they are all just elves to him. Santa decides to whistle. Right as a few enter his shin, Santa grabs onto his leg, and all of a sudden, a bright, red-nosed reindeer flies in. It's Rudolph. Flies out of his shed. He heads back to Santa, and his nose starts to glow redder and redder. Rudolph opens his mouth, and as his nose shoots a bright, red laser beam straight down to the middle of the group of elves, a fiery trail left behind. The rest of the elves that were still hiding in their workshop come out. Some are riding tiny little robots, or, fake horses, and some were wielding hastily crafted bows. Toy ones, of course, that shoot real arrows. Mrs. Claus steps out and gasps,
"Dear Lord, Santa, are you on one of your diets again?"
she asks.
"No, Gertrude. Get your crossbow. This is a coup."
Some elves laugh. No one ever really knew Mrs. Claus' real name before. They charge back at Santa. Rudolph charges with his horns down. He rams into a few elves, and they poof into green glitter. The elves jump onto Rudolph's back while he is distracted. They take him down. Rudolph decides now would be a great time to retreat. Now Mrs. Claus comes back out with her crossbow, her ammo being spiked candy cane arrows. She shoots in quick succession as multiple elves poof back into their green glitter. She shoots the top of the workshop's roof in a vial of snow, and, part of the roof comes down, leaving only 10 elves remaining. "Give up, elves," Santa shouts.
"Never!"
the elves say in response. The rest of them are quickly finished up by Santa's ornament gun, and only one, Fiddle, is left behind. "Any last words?" says Santa, triumphantly mocking Fiddle.
"Yes, actually."
The elf grins, and then faces Mrs. Claus.
Santa gets drunk off of eggnog, but he tells you it's milk, so you aren't that concerned about his alcoholism.
Santa's face gets all red, and then he shoots an ornament straight into Fiddle's face.
What did she just say?
Mrs. Claus says, not hearing actually what the elf had said. Oh, nothing, honey. And by the way, do we have any milk left in the fridge? They walk back inside together. A pile of green glitters left behind. Santa's going to need a lot of milk to make it through the night on his sleigh, he says, patting his huge belly. Some say that if you look up into the night sky on Christmas, at precisely midnight, you can see Santa drunk flying his sled across the dark winter sky. Maybe that's why some presents you want don't show up on Christmas.